What's up guys, Chase here from Renderer, and today we're doing a Twinmotion automotive render. We're just going to click import, open our model, click import. So I've got this Ferrari here and a graffiti kind of photo scanned model of a kind of alleyway thing. So I'm just going to select the material, go down to MISC and turn on two-sided. Just going to go inside and find a placement for my Ferrari here. So I'm just going to drag it in and find a location to set my image up. I'm also going to delete the base of the Ferrari here. Once we've done that, we are going to select the Ferrari and continue to place it properly, making sure it's on the ground and the wheels are touching the floor. Once that's complete, we have set up our image and we're just going to set up our resolution here. So we're going to go 3000 by 3000. Just going to refresh, click camera. I'm going to adjust our focal length. Once that's set, we are going to go to environment and turn on HDRI. Going to select backdrop and center the backdrop to the camera. It's going to turn the intensity up to 100. Once that's complete, I'm going to go to local exposure and adjust the shadows. Also going to turn on depth of field and select my focus point. Once that's complete, I'm going to go down to details, adjust vignette, sharpness, and chromatic abrasion. We're going to also turn on parallelism as well. Once that's complete, we're going to go to effects and adjust the contrast and the saturation. I'm just going to refresh our image. We're going to apply some materials now. So I've got a clear glass here that I'm applying to the glass on the Ferrari. Just going to also apply it to the headlight covers. Just going to go back to the library, select car paint and apply a silver paint to the car. You can play around with the colors and find something that you like. So I'm also going to adjust the headlights and apply a darker tinted glass. I'm also going to select the material of the rim to have more roughness. So I've adjusted it to about 45%. And the same process for the back one. Once that's done, I'm going to go to the headlights and adjust the roughness of the black color in there as well. Here I'm just going through and playing around with the front headlights. Going to check my path trace image. I'm going to go through and apply a carbon material to the lip here. So I'm just going to drag and drop carbon mesh 01. Once that's been placed, I am going to turn on triplanar world space and or local space and just adjust the material. So yeah, it makes a difference there, which looks much better. I'm also going to apply it to the other black parts of the Ferrari. I'm also going to adjust the headlight and all the other black material, just to show a carbon material. I'm just going through here and applying that. I'm also going to adjust the roughness on the tires to be around 50%. Now I'm just going to go through and add some artificial lights. So we've got an area light that we're just going to drag into our scene here. Just rotate the angle. And I'm just going to drag it into the center of this tunnel here. Just turn the intensity all the way up and turn path tracer on just to see some results here. And now I'm just going to go back through and adjust some of the attenuation, turn the shadows on, and going to adjust the intensity now to be around 500, maybe even a little bit less, 200, even 50, just to add subtle artificial lighting in the background. And then I'm just going to add some color to my artificial lights, just to add a little bit of, zhuzh to my scene. So now I'm just going to make a duplicate of that area light as a copy, so we can change the color of that one. So I'm just going to drag that area light back a bit to remove those lines. I'm just going to go through and adjust the intensity of these lights. To make them a little bit brighter. We're also going to go through here and adjust the fabric material on the interior. So we've got a suede leather in the Megascans library that we're going to apply. We are just going to go down to the UV and adjust the scale to reduce that. It's looking good. Just also going to make it a little bit darker. I'm going to select the carbon material and apply it to the white part of the seats here. I'm also going to add a clear coat to the badge on the side of the Ferrari. So I'm just going to select that material and then scroll down to clear coat. Also adjust the roughness. So enable clear coat, and on here you can see the difference when I turn the slider up and down. So we're just going to leave it as is and check our path trace image, which is looking pretty cool. So once we've done that, we are just going to go through and adjust the color of the rims here. So I'm just going to scroll up and select the color and adjust it to a black. And then I'm just going to do the same for the lip as well. Just apply black to that. So I also made a duplicate of the area light and dragged it in front of the Ferrari, the green bluey area light, as you can see in front of it. I'm just setting up another image here, trying to get some kind of cinematic shots. I also added some asphalt, a couple asphalt decals to the ground, but we'll go through that in a second. So I'm just going to adjust the focal length of this image, just to get something looking quite cool here. And then we're going to go and update it when we have our image. So yeah, I've just selected the decals here. I'm just going to make a couple duplicates of those just to add some variation on the ground. So you can see I'm just adjusting the area light I made a copy of. Just going to increase the intensity to about 300. You can see here it's looking really cool. So I'm just making a duplicate of the area light and I'm going to bring it up in here. Just going to drag it up. And I'm going to adjust the color of this one to be more of like an orange. So I'm just going to play with the color temperature, and you can see now we've got kind of like an underground orange tint to the light, which makes it look real cool. So I'm just going to go through and adjust some of the light settings here. Adjusting the intensity to 200. I'm just going to update my image, and you can see it on the other ones here. Just going to add some more plants to my scene, making some copies just of some weeds that I'm going to place around. Just adding slight details. It all helps for the realism of the scene. Now I'm just going through and adjusting the opacity of the decals, adjusting it to about 30% to kind of blend it in with the ground. Just adjusting the license plate color. So I'm going to be making it completely black. So I'm just going through and changing the lift and then turning it to a black, just to make it easy. And then I'm just going to apply it to the front number plate as well. Once we have that looking good, we're going to add some more rocks to our scene. So I'm just going to grab a couple that I placed in there. They're just Twinmotion rocks that I scaled down. So I'm just going to go through and place a few of those in the scene. I'm just going to go and adjust the intensity of our HDRI to about 1, or just reduce it so it's not as intense and we're using more of our artificial light. So you can see when I reduce the HDRI, it's showing more of the bluey artificial light, which is kind of what I'm wanting, because I'm wanting more of like an underground kind of lighting style. I'm just going to go through and place some more weeds in my scene, just in the background, just so it doesn't look so flat. And I also noticed that there's kind of two pieces of glass in this one. So it's got the Ferrari logo, which is one piece of glass, and then it's got another piece. So I just deleted one of them, which was the one with the Ferrari logo. And yeah, when I put it back into path tracing, it looks a lot better with the glass. I guess it was just creating like some type of interference having two pieces there. So yeah, it looks much better now. And then once that's done, I'm just going to make a copy of that glass and drag it onto the front headlights, just because I think it looks much better. Then when we've done that, we're going to select our headlight material. We're going to scroll down to emissive, and we're just going to turn the intensity of the emissive material up. We can go ahead and adjust this now. So I'm just going to select the headlight material. I'm going to go through here and just reduce the intensity to about 200, even less, just until it, suits your scene. I'm going to add a yellow tint to the headlight. I'm not sure if many of you remember any of the old cars that had that kind of yellow light tint to it, which looks quite cool. Now I'm just going to add a spotlight to my headlights here. I'm just going to rotate it to be 90 degrees. And just find a nice place for it. Go back into Path Tracer to check. So that's looking quite cool. I'm just going to reduce the intensity of my spotlight. And then I'm going to make the color yellowy to match the emissive material. Then I'm just going to duplicate that spotlight and drag it to the other headlight on the other side here. I'll create an instance, so if I need to change it, it'll change both of them. So I have these images set up so far, which are looking pretty awesome. Just going to go through and place some more rocks here. I've sped this process up. Cool, now I'm just going to select the silver material on the car and just place it to the gas tank cover. And also I'm going to apply a material to the Ferrari logo on the back. Or the Ferrari text on the back here. So I'm just going to select the carbon material. and then I'm just going to apply the carbon material to the Ferrari text. And I'm also going to turn the emissive material of the tail lights on as well. So just select the tail light material, scroll down to the emissive, and just turn that up. And then I'm just going to adjust the color to be red, like brake lights or tail lights. And just play around with the emissive material to suit your scene. So, you know, if you need it brighter, turn it up. If you need to turn it down, turn it down. So for this one, I'm just leaving them at 15 because I don't want them to be too bright. And then I'm just adding the second tail light in there as well. Once that's complete, I'm just going to go through and finalize the rest of the materials on the Ferrari here. So turning the metallic material on the exhaust and applying glass to the passenger and driver door. And I'm also going to turn the brake light in the middle on. So I'm just adding roughness to the plastic on those taillights. Now I'm going to select the middle brake light, and I'm just going to turn that emissive material on as well. So same thing, just 15, and change the luminance filter to red. So that's looking really cool now. Look at that. So now we're just going to set another image up here. Something off the back of it looks quite cool. So I'm just going to select my focus point for my depth of field for this image. So I have those 3 images set up. I'm just going to go and select my render settings here. So I've got 1024 for my samples, 15 for bounces, my denoiser is on, and I've got 15 for fireflies. And then that's the same for all the other images here. We're just going to go to image and make sure our resolutions are all set, which is 3000 by 3000. That first one, the height is 2000 to create more of a wide angle. So I've got my 3 images selected here. I'm just going to export these ones. So I've got them selected. I'm going to go to details, and my refinement is going to be selected to high. Select your output, and then you're just going to scroll down and render these images. These are our exported images. So this was just from a 20-minute exercise. So I like to see what you guys create. And yeah, thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.